Hey guys, I'm Liz Bramwell. Thanks for joining me here in my kitchen studio at the cooking show. Last week, I made a bone in filet with horseradish potatoes au gratin topped with a delicious mushroom bordelaise. It was fantastic. One of my favorite things about the cooking show is the audience. In this episode, they shared with me creative ways on how to use a mandolin and their innermost thoughts on my humble horseradish. They even tried to set me up on a date. Stay tuned as I share some of my favorite moments and show you how to make this dish at home.
Chef Liz Bramwell has launched top restaurants from Boston to Cape Cod, New York, and even Las Vegas. Her cooking show is recorded each week in a unique broadcast studio in front of a live audience. These small bites from the cooking show are a collection of highlights from each week's show that prove you can have a lot of fun in the kitchen, even if you don't cook.
How many of you have made potatoes au gratin? How many of you like to make potatoes au gratin? I saw that you're like, put that back. All right, well, I'm gonna show you an easier way to make them. So, let's start by combining a quart of heavy cream and a quart of water in a large stock pot. Season heavily with salt and pepper and add 2 cups of prepared horseradish. And speaking of horseradish, how many of you have seen horseradish just like straight out of the ground, or pretty close? All right, what does it look like? Maxine, what does this remind you of?
Could I say that you're getting ridiculous? Oh my God. Oh wait.
Cheers.
To what I think that isn't.
Yes, so that is a horseradish. All right, so how many of you have a mandolin? All right, so this mandolin, this is a Japanese style mandolin, so it's plastic, and then obviously the blade that sits right here, it's a slicer.
And what you're holding in your hand, does that come with the mandolin?
Yes, it does. Every mandolin will come with a hand guard.
That would be great for making latkes. Growing up, to grate the potatoes. And my father's rule was that, with a little bit of flesh, it increased the flavor.
So let's get through at least a few more of my taters. You have children over the age of, how old are you, Jeff?
13, 11, and
No, I meant you.
7.
If you have children over the age of 25, you can let them use the mandolin. We'll go with that. All right, so let's
All right, I'm
this
30,
one more.
but
We're going with 25.
That must mean you're over 25.
I am. I am going to be 29 soon.
We have an available choice.
Now, how old is he? What's his name? What's his height? And then, of course, does he have a job? Is the main question these days.
His name is Will Allen. He just turned 30. He's been on TV in a commercial for Blue Cross Blue Shield. And he's age 6'4".
Kathy, can you get the contact information after the show? Great. All right, we're all set then. All right, so my last potato is sliced. No more setting me up on random blind dates on a Friday. Should have brought him to the show. If you had only known. Then you could have sat next to him and nudged him the whole show. It would have been really embarrassing. Let's check our potato.
And how long have the potatoes been cooking
I'm
now?
gonna say almost 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. I want the potato to be almost 75% of the way cooked. Let's turn it off and build our au gratin. I want to make sure that you guys pay attention to the amount of butter I'm using. All right, this is a spectacle right here. In this kind of a situation, I would not encourage anything else but butter. I would be the worst doctor ever. You'll be fine. Life expectancy is 100. You'll be fine. So, butter in. Let me get my spider. And we're gonna start layering our potatoes in. Who has a favorite cheese?
Go cheese.
Any brand that you really like?
The coupon brand. I'm a teacher, didn't you hear that?
Let's have a cheers. Okay, so I'm sprinkling in here on the first layer. I have fontina and shredded Parmesan cheese. I'm using the fontina Fontal, which is actually a relatively mild fontina. I don't want to knock you guys out. I also don't want any of you, who are on dates to not be able to talk to each other.
We're married to this.
The foot smell doesn't bother me at all. It's fine.
Wait, which has this bad feet smell?
Fontina. It smells more like a cave.
How do you know what feet smell like?
How many of you have a son? So you know what bad feet smell like. Cheers. All right, so a little pepper on the top, into the oven it goes, right? 325 degrees, 25 minutes, check it. So we're gonna pretend that this is a double-decker oven. Now it's time for the star of the show, the 14-ounce bone-in filet. This is a very uncommon cut of meat. It's from the cow's chine bone. To prepare the filet, coat all sides with olive oil and then aggressively season with salt and pepper. A cut this thick will take 16 to 20 minutes to cook. Now, mark it on your hot grill by rotating and flipping every 4 minutes. This will give you perfect grill marks and get you to medium rare. Now, to make the cauliflower. All right, so, very crickery. We're gonna make cauliflower. Isn't it pretty? So, these are called carnival cauliflower. I buy mine through my produce purveyor, but I believe that you guys can get at least the carnival cauliflower, which is the orange and the purple. You can get it at stores, grocery stores.
What about Idlewild?
Say that again?
Been to Idlewild in Acton?
What?
Idlewild Farm?
What's that? No.
You need to go there.
Is your son gonna take me on a date there? All right, so olive oil, salt, and pepper into my cazuela, into the oven. My favorite temperature, and this is just my advice personally, for vegetables, any vegetable is 375 degrees, all right? And you check at 15-minute intervals. Next thing I'm gonna get started on is gonna be the bordelaise sauce. Start by pouring 4 tablespoons of olive oil into your pan on high heat. When the smoking point has been reached, add 2 cups of sliced mushrooms. Sear the mushrooms hard and season with salt and pepper. Toss in your butter, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, and 2 tablespoons of minced shallots. Sauté until fragrant, add 5 thyme sprigs and deglaze with 1/3 cup of red wine. Reduce slightly and add 1 cup of demi-glace and 2 bay leaves. Reduce by 1/3, season to taste, and mount with butter. If you guys have food in front of you, please eat it while it's hot, okay? And while you guys are eating, I'll show you how to plate up so that your dishes look just like this. Start by using a ring mold to cut a perfect circle of your finished potatoes au gratin. Next, pile the roasted cauliflower onto the plate to make a bed for your steak. After resting your meat for a few minutes, place the filet mignon onto the plate. Finally, top with your hot mushroom bordelaise. Sprinkle some microgreens for color and finish with a nice sprig of rosemary. So guys, what do you think? As you can see, the show is a ton of fun. For the full recipe and more, go to thecookingshow.tv. I'll see you next week.